Okay. What's up, everybody? It's me, Erica, and we are down here. Girl, 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 good girl, good girl, good girl, good girl. Ooh, I fix my little thing, honey. Fix my little thing going on. So what's up, everybody? What's going on? We are down here, girl, 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 girl. Go ahead and like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know you stopped by. Don't forget to check if you're subscribed, because sometimes people check and they're not subscribed anymore. So double check that you are subscribed. Okay, great. So you're subscribed. Okay, now leave a comment. Let me know you stopped by. Hey, say hey, wave, whatever. Just engage with the content. Just a little bit. Just a little bit of engagement. Shout out to everybody who shares the videos. We get our analytics and lets us know, like, who how many times our videos were shared, lets us know like where you found us and all the things. So if you like the video and share it, it lets other people know about me down here. Now, I know that I don't have a lot of popular opinions, and I might be, how you say, taste a little bitter to some people. Some people I taste a little sweet. Sometimes I could be a little bitter. So it takes people a second to realize that, one, she's not parroting a bunch of bullshit down here that falls in line with how I've been raised and taught. You know, these are where the black sheeps and the rebels come to relax. We could talk shit about everybody who's still trapped in the matrix. But we talk a little bit about some mess too, the blogs. We get down to the blogs and stuff like that. Talk about the mess. Talk about these reality shows and stuff, these people on the reality shows who share their lives with us. So we talk about a lot of different things on here. Yeah, so share the video, like the video, leave a comment, clip the video, whatever. I need to go and do my clips. That's what I need to do. I need a schedule for that. I need to put that on the schedule. I usually do those Saturdays when I'm on the treadmill. In the second, okay, I got to come up with a plan. I got to come up with a plan. So we don't have anything to talk about. The one person that I did want to talk about was Denzel Washington. So I don't know if he's coming out with a book, but he's been in the news lately. One of the headlines I just saw
I sponsor the now. I sponsor the
Let me
blog.
tell you something.
was him being upset with the Oscars and saying that he didn't um he stopped voting for the Oscars. Hey Siri, how old is Denzel Washington?
Denzel Washington is 69 years old.
Thank you.
No problem.
See, the little circle waits for you to be nice and respond and say thank you or okay, bye, see you later or something. Before it didn't used to wait. Now the little circle just waits. Like, are you gonna say thank you? Because I just gave you some information that you didn't even have to look for. These damn bots and computers and stuff. Did y'all see Kim Kardashian got one of those Tesla robots? It cost $30,000. Girl, give me $30,000 so I can get the freak up out of here real quick. I can get the freak up out of here. I can get the freak up out of here. So my son is doing a food truck today. We're excited about that. He's doing it with his class, with his culinary class. They have a food truck going. They're going to some park or something. I'm gonna go pick him up from there this afternoon and see what's going on. So cute, so cute. That's why I want, girl. I'm trying to, girl. He's probably gonna end up doing culinary arts. Did you see that? It failed. He he probably is gonna do culinary arts. Um, so that's something that he loves. He really loves to cook. He really loves to cook. He loves to take pictures of his food. He has this little Instagram page. Both of them actually do well with cooking. My youngest, the Aquarius, he made this pasta dish last night. I'll tell you what he made. Hold on. It was actually really good. It was no meat, no meat in there. I'll tell you what he made: a cavatappi, roasted pepper and mozzarella cavatappi bake. Um, cavatappi. So it was just bell pepper, marinara sauce, chives. It wasn't, but he did a good job. He likes to make pasta. And the other day I asked him, I was like, where would you go if you can go anywhere? If we, where to go, like say, let's go anywhere we want in the world. He says, um, to study. I said, to study. If you can go anywhere in the world to study, he said he would want to go to Italy because of the food. I was like, oh, okay. I said, when you get down there, you're going to see they don't make the food it's not like over here. It's different. And it's going to taste different and everything. But yeah, he said Italy because he really loves to make uh, pasta. He really likes to make pasta. So, anyways, Denzel Washington says that this is from Love B. Scott. Denzel Washington lost Best Actor to Kevin Spacey and stopped voting for Oscars. They don't care about me. I don't care. I gave up. I got bitter. The Gladiator 2 actor, who has already won one Oscar and scored three other nominations before that year's ceremony, received another nomination for his role as Reuben Carter in 1999's The Hurricane. He was up against Spacey for American Beauty, Russell Crowe for The Insider, Richard Farnsworth for The Straight Story, and Sean Penn for Sweet and Down Low. However, the Academy Award ultimately went to Spacey. Washington won the Golden Globe for Best Actor in a Motion Picture that year. I have a memory of tuning out I'm sorry. I have a memory of turning around and looking at him, and nobody was standing but the people around him, and everyone else was looking at me. Not that it was this way. Maybe that's the way I perceived it. Maybe I felt like everybody was looking at me because why would everybody be looking at me? Thinking about it now, I don't think they were. Washington continued of his reaction. I'm sure I went home and drank that night. I had to. I don't want to sound like, oh, he won my Oscar or anything like that. It wasn't like that. And, there was the talk in town about what was going on over there on that side of the street and between him and God. I worked at a company, bitch, that Kevin Spacey and Jack Black were banned from because they were inappropriate with the massage therapists. Yep, sure was. I worked for that company. I ain't got nothing to do with that. I prayed for him. That's between him and his maker. The actor previously won an Oscar for Best Supporting Actor for 1990's Glory. However, The Hurricane was Washington's second time scoring a Best Actor nom. I don't like. Why do y'all call them noms? When did y'all start calling them noms? They're called nods. I don't. When did that happen? I don't know. There's something happened. Something shifted because we used to always call nominations nods, NODS, and all of a sudden, I like maybe in the last 6 or 7 years, I've been hearing it referred to as noms. And I think what happened was when it got online, people always thought that they were saying noms, but they're saying nods, NODS. Anyways, um, the Hurricane was Washington's second time scoring a Best Actor nod. This says nom. I just can't read that because it doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't even sound right. As he previously was nominated for 1993's Malcolm X, but lost to Al Pacino for Sin of a Woman. Malcolm X was not better than Sin of a Woman, but Sin of a Woman was so good. I have watched that movie, I could say at least 15 times. Sin of a Woman was I even get chills thinking about it. Maybe it should have won because Sin of a Woman was so good to me. It was really, really good. Al Pacino did his motherfucking thing. It was. But Malcolm X was good too because you thought you were looking at Malcolm X. Denzel Washington played the fuck out of Malcolm X. Do you hear me? It should have been a tie because Sin of a Woman was good. But I think people think Malcolm X should have won because of the historical, relevance of Malcolm X. But Sin of a Woman was really, really good. It was really good, especially the waltz scene. I loved it so much. Anyways, I went through a time when my wife Pauletta would watch all the Oscar movies. I told her I don't care about that. Hey, they don't care about me. I don't care. He told the magazine, "You vote, you watch them. I ain't watching that. I gave up. I got bitter. My pity party." So I'll tell you, for about 15 years, from 1999 to 2014, when I put the beverage down, I was bitter. 2 years later, Washington finally won an Academy Award for his role as Alonzo in Training Day. And then the people got mad. Remember, the people got mad because he won the Oscar for being this awful person, and didn't win the Oscar for being Malcolm X, right? And then it fed the narrative that we don't reward these people, these black actors and actresses, for roles that are like really, really good. But Training Day, he played the fuck out of Alonzo too. I mean, Denzel Washington is just a really great actor. Um, and it is what it is. Are y'all gonna go see Gladiator too? I thought I kind of want to see it. I kind of want to see it. I didn't. I don't. Did I see the first Gladiator? I don't even know. Does it continue? Do I need to watch it so I can know what's going on? I think I want to go to the movies and see that. I think I want to go to the Cinemark, to the big one, to the big theater, and go see that. I think I want to see Gladiator. I don't know why. I think Denzel Washington is a great actor. I haven't seen all of his movies, but I feel like he's a great actor. And since he earned four additional Best Leading Actor nominations, and since then he's earned. And then there was something else I said it was on the Jasmine brand, where he was talking about how he has shot up before. I was like, what, Denzel? What the hell? Let me go to the post because I saved it. I was like, I gotta read this, talking about how he's done. I remember being shocked, and I put this in the comments, I think on the Jasmine brand. I remember being shocked that Denzel Washington and Lenny Kravitz were like this. And I was like, that's such an odd combination. Google Lenny Kravitz and Denzel Washington. You'll see that's his boy. When you gonna go my way? Denzel Washington is opening up about his sobriety journey and how his past habits impacted his health. In a candid interview with Esquire, the Gladiator 2 star, who turned 70 in December, and now his sons are like in the arts now too. So anyway, so in December, it's set to celebrate 10 years of sobriety. I've done a lot of damage to my body, but I've been clean now. Washington revealed his main vice was wine, saying wine is very tricky, it's very slow and very sugary, girl, and your face will be swollen the next day. Mm-mm. That water retention the next day is not cute. That was one of the things I was like, ugh. I remember there was a time when I was drinking a lot. Baby, I could drink your ass under the table. Now I'll enjoy a glass of wine every now and again. You know what I'm saying? A little cocktail every now. It's very, very rare. I don't think I've had a. No, I can't. I'm lying. I was gonna say I think I haven't had an alcoholic beverage all year, but I have. I've had a little wine, a little champagne. You know what I'm saying? But not. Mm-mm. And I remember waking up the next morning, and because of the water retention, your face just being look like a little garlic, a bulb of garlic. Girl, no. I was like, ugh. The water retention, the empty calories. No, it's, to me, it's not worth it. Every now and again, yes, yes, have a cocktail. Whatever you want to do. A little wine every now and again. Ain't nothing wrong with a little wine, little glass of wine. The people say ain't nothing wrong with it. But like he said, it'll sneak up on you. Sometimes, baby, I will sit there. I knew how. This is how you know how many cups of wine is in a bottle. I'm gonna see if y'all. Girl, girl, how many cups of wine is in a bottle? Tell me. I'm gonna see if y'all know. If y'all know. However, he made it clear that he never had issues with hard drugs, even though he shot dope, quote, shot dope. He explained, I never got strung out on heroin. I never got strung out on coke. I never got strung out on hard drugs. I shot dope just like they shot dope, but I never got strung out. Despite his struggles, Washington maintained boundaries between his drinking and his work, sharing, I never drank while I was working or preparing. I would clean up, go back to work. I can do both. So what he's saying is he's dabbled in some drugs that he just never got addicted to. He never got strung out. And for me, drawing the line is actually taking a needle and putting it in your arm. That's some wild. That's wild to me. That is so wild to me. Like, I need, I mean, I was gonna say shout out to all the addicts, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Shout out to anybody like who's tried it. I mean, it just wasn't for me. That's not something I would ever. I had never been around nobody shooting up. I would leave. Because that's just too much. That's too like that's like this is past the party. You know what I'm saying? Party favors. But when y'all start tying belts around your arm and getting a needle and doing all of this, that's too much. I gotta go. I feel like I'm in a fucking in a junkie's house or in a junkie party. I couldn't do that. That's not something I would ever stick around for. If I saw somebody pull out needles and like, they be having their little kits, I'm watching the movies and they be having their little kits and stuff and they start bringing stuff out like they really be shooting up and stuff. Girl, I gotta go. I've never been around that. And the diva has lived a life, but girl, I have never been around nobody shooting up. I would get that. This is beyond the party for me. This is the after party. I gotta go. I ain't never been around no shit like that. But shout out to him for see, it's so funny. I remember being shocked when I found out Lenny Kravitz and Denzel were party buddies. Somebody's like, huh? Yeah, go Google Denzel Washington and Lenny Kravitz. They used to be like this. That was the tea. That was the tea. Um, is he telling us all of this to make us forget he kissed a man? Denzel is 70 years old and doing well. Shout out to him for being transparent. It's humanizing. He's not scared of the media. He knows the games they play. I'm perplexed. He did dope but never had an issue. How does that work? There's a lot of people who do drugs and don't have an issue with drugs. There's a lot of people who only do drugs on the weekend at a party. They do a little bump here or there, but they're not strung out. Like that's what he's talking about. I've done drugs, but I'm not. I wasn't dependent. I did not become dependent. That's what strung out. What does strung out mean to you? To make sure this motherfucker's on. What does strung out mean to you? To me, strung out means that you became dependent on it. Like you needed it. Like your body was, it be calling me. It be calling me. Like your body be asking for it. Chemical dependency. It's real. It's a big thing. And people, when your body becomes dependent on a drug, you put it in your body enough, your body needs it now because it's normal. Like just like you could do it with vitamins, girl. Vita Vita Vegemin, honey. Get your vitamins. Your body is like, oh, I'm used to this now. Thank you for putting this good stuff in me. It's the same thing with the bad stuff, with the coke, with the sugar. They're processed the same way and has the same effect on the brain. Girl, ain't that crazy? The older they get, the more they talk. Right. Quincy did the same. What you gonna do? What is it gonna affect? I'm talking now. Yeah, I love it. Quincy Jones did do the same thing. Remember he got on that interview and was telling everybody's business and just laughing about it. Quincy took a lot of stuff with him. He has a book. I have his book right there, as a matter of fact. Um, yeah. Shout out to Quincy Jones. Flight was a documentary, girl. Remember Flight? Ooh, Flight was good. He was a drunk pilot. There's a thing that pilots have um issues with alcohol. That's like a I don't know if anybody's in the aviation industry, but you hear that like back in the day, that used to be back in the day. I don't know about now, but back in the day, that used to be the thing that pilots got drunk. Like that was their thing. They'd be drinking and stuff. But please don't fly planes when you drunk. Hello. So shout out to Denzel Washington for just being transparent. It's called a functioning addict. No, it's not a functioning. You're not addicted. It's something that like it's like people who socially smoke cigarettes. They're not going to go home and go buy a pack of cigarettes. They're not going to buy a pack of cigarettes. They're not going to buy it. That's another thing. They're not going to buy it. That's how you know. When you start buying it, girl, when you start buying it, you on your way. When you start buying it all the time, you're on your way. And that's real. I shouldn't be laughing, but it's true. And a functioning addict is someone who can be on the chemical and do what they want to do. That's a functioning addict is not somebody who socially does the drugs, the nicotine, the alcohol. Some people don't drink until they go out. right? And they have a couple of drinks. That's not a functioning alcoholic. A functioning alcoholic is somebody who drinks, gets up, go to work, does everything, and be drunk, like their blood alcohol level is high, but they still be picking up their kids from school. They still do go to yoga. They still do the thing, and then and when they get in the car, they take another drink. They just be drunk. That's real. It's real. It's real. It's not a laughing matter for people who get addicted. That's what I'm talking about. Functioning addict, to me, that what I think a functioning addict is not somebody who does it socially. I mean, somebody a chemical dependency specialist might have a different perspective, but from my perspective, is what I'm saying. All right. Denzel was very transparent in the 90s regarding infidelity, and the world freaked out, so he stopped being transparent. Looks like folks are freaking out over Denzel being human again. Now, this one shocked me. Well, the people are shocked by Denzel. Let's see what else the Jasmine brand has. Kiki Palmer details how establishing boundaries help her co parent with Darius Jackson.
He sued, you sued. We'll talk about Darius, because I think for many people, when we saw the terrible videotape of the abuse, we know that you have been through a divorce. He sued, you sued, but now you've reached you have a very different tone in how you talk about him. Yeah, I so admire that you were able to do that in the way that you have done it. Thank you.
Girl, you lucky I even mentioned your motherfucking name, nigga. After you put your hands on me there, I don't care. I don't care. But let's listen to what Kiki has to say.
I mean, you and I, you know, yes. we were at lunch very early on, or dinner, I should say. I got to be honest, I would have never thought that I would be where I am now, and so I'm very grateful that this has now been the outcome, and we're able to coexist in this way and show up for our son, and just be in a different place. It's a real blessing. That's the best way that I can explain it. But you say co-parenting is not a competition. But how did you get to this place? Because you said, I don't want my son to dislike his father. I don't want the public to dislike his father. Yeah. Because after all, we are the parents of this child. How did you boundaries? Boundaries. I don't think I had enough of them. Think boundaries. I talk about that a lot in the book. People cannot respect boundaries you don't have.
That's very true. Very, 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 very. I have to pause it because we don't want it to play too long. I don't want any kind of copyright strike, so that's why I got to pause it. At the beginning, she said she got a divorce, so I don't know if Kiki Palmer married Darius. And I think if they did, that public record would have been released a long motherfucking time ago. I really truly believe somebody down at the records would have been like, "Y'all, look at this. TMZ, you got, I got something to send you." You know what I'm saying? Went out. You know what I'm saying? Let's listen.
Sometimes it's hard to make boundaries with people that you love. You want to make excuses. You want everything to be, you understand, and you're actually handicapping them because
But also, not to interrupt her again, but also, um, women are socialized to not have the best boundaries, right? To be afraid to say no and then not even offer an explanation of why it's no, right? Saying sorry for things that, for boundaries that you created, being apologetic for like setting boundaries for yourself. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think we are also socialized. And then when you are centering partnerships, romantic partnerships, you tend to drop or like no boundaries for the person that you're in the relationship with. I've experienced that. I've experienced that. And they will try you. People will try to test your boundaries. They will. And if you don't have any, and if you don't set any at the beginning, it's really hard. I used to say at a job that I worked at, you cannot create the rules after you create the culture. You know what I'm saying? The culture is already created. It's hard to enforce rules that weren't there in the first place, and to get people to now follow rules or boundaries or guidelines or whatever you have set for yourself. It's hard for them to abide by those when they weren't there in the first place. So I totally agree with her.
Allowing them room to grow and to show up in the way that they need to show up, because you're not drawing any lines. And that's something that I've always struggled with. I talk about it so much in the book, you know, with my Christian background and the concept of forgiveness and how that means I show up for me and show up for others. And when I had my son, it became clear that I needed to create boundaries, that I needed to have hard lines with the people in my life, not just the personal, but in my work. Everything became clear because this child needs me. Yeah. So anything that's taken from me that I could have been okay with before, I'm not anymore. Yeah. Because I need to be 100% for this child. And I think that changed everything. And look, it doesn't always. Every time, I think that's why it's so hard sometimes for us to create boundaries, is because we don't want to lose the job, or we don't want to lose the guy, or we don't want to lose the situation.
Come on, Kiki.
But the truth is, people respect you more when you tell them no. And when you give them consequence. Yeah. I mean, just because someone is
natural consequence to me, a consequence of you putting your hand on me, we won't be down to the goddamn national forest taking pictures with Lil Leo. We're not doing that. We're not taking no pictures. If the photographer wants to take a picture of me in the woods holding a baby and you in the woods holding a baby, then and put them together, but us being together in a picture with the baby, but those are her boundaries, not mine. For me, I would be like, never. Y'all gonna have to morph, Photoshop, do something with these pictures. I'm not gonna be in no picture with Darius, the motherfucking stalker. I'm not gonna do it.
You say, listen, I think he's a great person, but he's not for me. Right. That he's not for me. And I think, you know, you talk about...
He's not for anyone. That's the gag. A lot of these motherfucking niggas is not for anyone. They're not for anyone. You think they are. Oh, he has potential. No, he don't.
In relationships, sometimes you see red flags, but you only paid attention to the green lights. That's right. A lot of people do that. Yeah, I think, we always want to, I mean, and not for everybody, but I think for me, I'm always trying to see the best in everybody. And I had to realize, just because I'm seeing the best in everybody, that doesn't mean that's how they want to show up.
Ooh, you better say that. Just because I want to see the best in everybody doesn't mean that's how they want to show up. That's not the role they want to play in your life. You want them to play your boyfriend and they want to be your greatest threat.
Absolutely, I'm asking a question. Absolutely, I'm asking a question. She knows.
They want to play the role of the person who leaves an imprint on you. Negatively. That's not the role you wanted them to play, but that's the role they want to play in your life. And then when you get to telling your story, then they're like, wait a minute. Don't talk about me. Well, bitch, did you forget the role that you played? That's the role you played. So now I got a story to tell about the role you played. So you should have picked a different role. You had the opportunity to be the nice guy. No, you didn't choose that. You wasn't ready to be that. So when I tell my story, motherfucker, that's the story I'm going to tell about the character that showed up. For real. Let's read some of the comments. Divorce. When did Keke get married? I think that I don't know if that was a misstep. Listen
about Darius, because I think for many people, when we saw the terrible videotape of the abuse, we know that you have been through a divorce. He sued, you sued.
A divorce. They probably was married and divorced because Keke did not correct her. Why marry if you're going to divorce when the first problems come along? So after a person physically assaults you, you're supposed to stay in a relationship with them just because you're married? What an idiot. Men are weird. No, you're supposed to stay with me after I put my hands on you. You're supposed to stay. That's what my dad thought my mom was going to do, stay with him. After he physically abused her, she was like, absolutely not. Girl, I'm so proud of her for doing that. My whole life would have been different. I'm so glad I did not witness none of that stuff. I do have an early memory, but for her to be to like, I feel like my mom is a slick pick me, but at the same time, it's like she didn't stay. She didn't stay. My grandmother didn't stay either. My grandmother actually remarried. My mother, yeah. I feel sad for children whose parents, whose moms are pick me's and whose fathers are fucking assholes. I feel sorry for kids like that because, ugh. And then your mom stays. Mm-mm. Boundaries are absolutely necessary. I'm sorry, I'm not co-parenting with nobody who abused me. That's the fact. You gonna tell me I gotta work with you? I'm not working with you. No, we're not working together. This is no longer a collaboration. I'm sorry. The Virgo in me just laughs at her being serious. Just silly. She sure didn't correct that woman. She was married. Kiki can't tell us what to do. So admire. This is a problem with women these days. You support dangerous second chances. Anything with domestic violence isn't second chances. I hope she finds her boundaries because his boundaries she because it's his boundaries she is living. Ooh. Everything she does is so disingenuous to me. She's a cross between Angela Bassett and Eartha Kitt. Gail needs to stop doing interviews because she can't even tell when she's being blatantly lied to. Megan's whole interview was a lie and she didn't know it.
I just, girl, stop. Y'all.
All right, divorce. Now, see, that's how you keep it private because nobody knew they were married. Oh my God. And then the fact that y'all enter into institutions and into systems and don't know that marriages are and divorces are a matter of public record, but y'all want to participate in these systems, girl. Um, okay, let me see what else is going on. Uh-oh, what happened? Oh, okay, let me go. Let me go to the Jasmine brand. Okay, I was in my save. Let me go to the Jasmine brand and see what's up. I think we should go now because we talked about this is such a pretty picture. We talked about Denzel. We talked about Kiki. Who else did we talk about? Denzel Washington. Who else? Oh, drug dependency and being on drugs and stuff like that. I think we can end the video here. I think we can come back for another video. I think. Go ahead and like, subscribe, and comment. Don't forget to like the video. Take care of each other and protect your energy. We're going to come back for another video because it's time. All right, peace.